good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuning in. And most importantly, Happy New Week. So it's an exciting start of a new week. I'm Irene Anggreni, Wellness Leadership Coach and your partner in mental fitness. Welcome to this next session in the mental fitness series. So if you're wondering about the title, this is not like the sorting hat of Harry Potter. Actually, today's title is inspired by my experience in Toastmaster. That is the public speaking community I'm part of. Once you become a Toastmaster, one of the important introduction guideline is called a Toastmaster wears many hats, which describes the various roles that one can take in the running of the meetings. And all these roles are needed for a well-run meeting, so not one is more important than the other and so on. And all roles are, or hats in this case, also give an opportunity to develop certain skills and competencies. So that's why it got me thinking as well about, wow, the many hats we all wear as leaders. If you've joined the previous sessions, particularly the last one about leader as coach, so we've been discussing about how mental fitness transforms leadership, and today we are going to expand that conversation to explore the diverse roles or hats that effective leaders wear and how to choose the right one at the right time. If you're just joining the first time, please feel free to drop a quick hello in the comment and let me know which leadership hat you find yourself wearing most often. I'd love to hear from you. It can be your own imagination, oh, I think I'm wearing this kind of hat as a leader. So I want to, these are my imagination, my reflection and my ideas about kind of how we as a leader, we wear different styles, right? Like it's like we're having a wardrobe of in this case hats, maybe also costumes, but each hat, its role. So each hat represents a different leadership role with its own purpose, its own strengths, and it also has potential pitfall. If we are only wearing like one type of hat all seasons, like we are bound to be like, oh, okay, at some point it doesn't match anymore. So today we will explore 3 essential hats in your leadership wardrobe, let's call it. So first, I have like something to illustrate it. Leader as the captain. Yep. This is like very useful when you're providing direction and making decisive calls. But there's also leader as coach, which is what we had last live session, which is about developing others and guiding them from the sidelines, not jumping into the field yourself. And also, can you guess what it is? I couldn't find the hat for this, but this is leader as cheerleader. Motivating, celebrating, and building morale in your people. Now, most of us have a default hat that we reach for instinctively. It's just our comfort style. And this is often shaped by our personality, our past experiences, and also the internal patterns, or like if you've joined the last sessions, you are getting familiar with the concept of saboteurs. So the saboteurs also shape which kind of leadership style, like that is our comfort zone, let's say. So for example here, just to make it more concrete, if you have a dominant patterns of controller or hyperachiever, so you might default to the captain hat more often, even for instance when your team needs a coach or a cheerleader. So mental fitness gives you that awareness and also the flexibility of choice, that you can choose the right hat for each situation rather than being limited by your habitual patterns. Yeah, I know, because it's really about meeting what is needed in that moment. So let's explore each head in more detail with some stories, of when they work best and when they might lead us astray. So first, let's talk about the captain hat. Yeah, imagine like you put on this captain hat. Oh, suddenly you feel so cool, so authoritative. Now, at its core mission, like this captain's, yeah, imagine what is the role of a captain? Like the primary role of a captain is really to set direction, make decisions, and navigate through the uncharted water or uncertainty. I think I'm being too dramatic just now. To navigate the people through uncertainty. And when you're wearing this hat, you're providing clarity and helping your team stay on course. So picture this scene, yeah? Your team is launching a new product in 3 weeks. So deadlines are approaching and requirements are changing as well. And 2 of your team members are in disagreement about how to approach this. So everyone is looking at you with, oh, what now? expression. So this is the captain hat territory. A project manager I worked with was facing exactly this situation. So what she did, she gathered the team for a quick stand up. She didn't open with with a open-ended question like, what do you think we all should do? But instead, she calmly said, all right, people, I've assessed our options and here's the path forward. You will focus on A and you will focus on B, and then we'll review progress daily at 2 p.m. Yeah, do you notice the captain hat there? Because this is one way of expressing your authority, that the leader makes an informed, thoughtful decision that takes away your pain. Yeah, the pain of anxiety or the pain of like fear, maybe even of the unfamiliar situation. And what happened was the team, like they visibly relaxed, because thank goodness someone make that decision, that painful decision that it's causing us all the anxiety. So you can imagine like the captain hat, when to wear this hat, leader as captain. It's, for instance, during crisis or urgent situations that require quick decisions, or when team needs clear direction and priorities, or when implementing significant changes or pivots, or when external stakeholders need a confident single point of contact. Okay. And I see that Amarachi is here, yay! Wonderful. Yes. So Amarachi, please share your thoughts, share your questions and your reflection. Also, what kind of hat are you wearing usually? Okay. So the best practices for leader as captain is, instead, to prevent from the leader becoming authoritarian. Yes, I think that's the word, authoritarian, like really like a dictator. But the best practice here is to communicate the why as well, the why behind the decisions, not just the what. Okay, you should do this, you should do that, and so on. And also gather input efficiently, but be decisive once a decision is needed. Yeah, because it's really about decisions, firmness in making decision. And of course we can take in all the necessary input, necessary feedback also from our people, but decision, that's like you take the decision. And also that means taking ownership of the outcomes, because that's the pain of having to make that decision, right? Like you got to also own the consequences, both positive and negative. And also, project that calmness and centeredness during the uncertainty, during the turbulence, during the storm. Okay, so I know you know where this is going, because the captain hat also has a pitfall story. Yeah, because it doesn't always work. I once worked with a brilliant tech leader who wore his captain hat so consistently that he disgruntled his team. Yeah, so when a junior developer suggested like an innovative approach to a problem, this leader would immediately respond with, no. We are sticking to the original plan. I've already decided. So later on, when that original approach hit roadblocks, it's not going further, the team was afraid to speak up, because this leader had unwittingly created what psychologists call the learned helplessness. So his team stopped offering solutions and waited for his orders instead. Yeah, you can imagine this happening. Maybe like it's even like in a familiar setting you're in right now. So how do we apply mental fitness to strengthen our captain hat? Watch for saboteur patterns, like the controller, like I need to dictate every detail, or the hyperachiever, like I could do this faster myself. And the practice here to build your mental fitness is also to use this mindfulness exercise. So in the previous session we've covered about PQ reps. We even did the practice together, the PQ reps, to stay present rather than anxiously future focused. And also listen fully to input before making decisions. And you really need to have your wisdom, your sage powers to make wise choices. Okay, that's the captain's hat, people. And maybe if you are okay, yes, if you are not so familiar with the captain hat, maybe this one is familiar with you. So Amara, you're usually wearing the coaching hat. Yes, I can totally see that in you. And this hat, the coach hat, this is the curious hat, the development focused leadership approach. And we explored that last session, like more more vividly. Like it's like a sports coach, like standing on the sideline. It's not that the coach completely disengaged from the game, but really like it's very tuned to the game and giving a tactical feedback and coaching also his team, but not jumping on the field himself. So core mission as a coach is to develop others' capabilities and helping them solve problems themselves rather than solving the problems for them. Yeah, makes sense, right? So say you are leading a team, and usually like when you have that role, kind of like people in your care, there are perhaps like a team of experts or analysts. So imagine, say you're leading a team of analysts and experts, and there's a new regulatory requirements that throws your team into panic mode. Oh gosh, we have to change so many things now. Your instinct maybe to jump into the captain hat and start distributing specific tasks and so on. But how about considering instead, like, okay, what if you gathered your team and asked, hey, we have this challenge. What are the 3 ways we might approach this? And then you ask, or you wait for the team to come up with some ideas of themselves. And if you have not tried this, maybe the silence at first can be uncomfortable, but trust that soon ideas will emerge. Yeah, kind of like, especially like if you are already nurturing your team, there's some psychological safety so that the ideas can emerge as well. And wearing your coach hat, you actually help your team develop their problem solving muscle that they will need for their future challenges. Yeah. So when to wear this hat, this coach hat? So obviously when your team members need to build new skills, need to continually grow. Yeah. Also during performance improvement conversations. And when helping someone work through a complex system. Yeah, because you cannot be like the one like doing everything yourself, and but your team may need to be guided to collaborate or to look at certain resource, or like maybe like to practice certain skills, to grow certain skills. And especially when you want to build your team's problem solving capacity. Yes. Starting with the why. Yes. And also, I know that's like for the captain making decision, but also as a coach, okay, it's always, as a leader, I always value that transparency. Like when there's openness also to share why we ask someone to do or to go certain direction. Love it. Yeah. Okay. So the best practice for the coaching head, coaching leader as coach, is to ask powerful questions. So this is maybe something. Yeah, it's a coach territory, like very familiar there. Like ask powerful questions rather than providing the answers right away. And that requires you to also listen deeply and reflect back what you hear. Also, challenge the limiting beliefs of your team members while maintaining psychological safety. Yeah, so I think this is crucial here because, yeah, like when we talk about development, it's not only the hard skills development, but also really about the personal growth. And again, just to refer back to the previous session, stand on the sideline rather than jumping onto the field. Kind of like if some people has that tendency like me, kind of this is like a really to remember one of the best practice. But again, if you just keep on wearing your coach hat, it can also have a potential pitfall. Say, if you pride yourself on being a supportive, people-centered and coaching style leader, and your direct report may need something more than just exploratory questions. So say someone is struggling with client presentations, let's say, and if you keep asking as a coach, like, how do you feel about your presentations, or what do you feel might work better? This may not be effective. Yeah, so there are moments where perhaps the people in your care may need concrete directions, and perhaps even tools and examples and like some resources. So how do we apply mental fitness in this context? Yeah, when you're a coaching leader, also watch out for your internal pattern, your saboteur pattern, like the pleaser. Yeah, because that's like this pattern that I really want everyone to like me, or the avoider. Yeah, I'll just focus on the positive as the coaching leader. Instead, use your powers, use your wisdom to engage more through genuine curiosity and to empathize and truly understand the other's perspective, and also to balance that compassion, that kindness and compassion, with decisive and firm boundaries, and also activate power that fierceness when needed. Yeah, so that is there's always like the middle, the sweet spot somewhere. So, are you ready for the last hat? Okay. So I couldn't really find a hat for the cheerleader. So you can imagine this is the pom-poms. Let's explore the leader as cheerleader. You're motivating, celebrating, and morale building leadership mode. And at its core, the leader as cheerleader, your primary role is to motivate, to celebrate wins, and to build team morale and cohesion. So picture this scene. Yeah, your team has been working overtime for weeks on a major project. They've overcome obstacles and solved complex problems and really delivered quality work. And then instead of celebration, everyone immediately pivots to the next challenge. Like there's no time to waste. Like the energy in the room is just flat because people are exhausted, and they're just like, okay, just move on to the next one. And this is really the moment for the leader as cheerleader, for that cheerleader pom-pom or cheerleader head. So one engineering leader I work with noticed this exact pattern in his high achieving team. So they solve one impossible problem and immediately just move on to the next without acknowledging their success. So what did he do? So he started, after each milestone, he would take 5 minutes in the team meetings to specifically call out achievements, not just results, but also efforts, collaboration, and growth. Yeah, it's not just about the numbers or the results. That's the hard results, but also, hey, how has our team grown together? And of course, you can imagine the skeptics first rolled their eyes, but soon everyone was contributing to this, wins, sharing their wins, and also efforts, collaboration. And this cheerleader head is perfect. When the team is facing challenges or setbacks, or after achieving milestones, no matter how big or small, that deserves to be acknowledged and celebrated. During periods of intense work or pressure, or when team spirit needs the reinforcement, for whatever reason it is. So the best practice here is to recognize both the effort and the achievement. Not only like, okay, we get to celebrate only if we achieve this, but also celebrate the effort and the progress, not just the end results. And make that recognition specific and meaningful, to the person. Instead of, okay, thanks everyone for all your hard work, and then it feels not personal enough. so do your best to make that as a leader, a cheerleader leader, to make that recognition specific and meaningful, because this creates that moments of joy and also connection, which is like, of course, it's good for team cohesion. But watch out as well. The cheerleader head has also a pitfall. I know a leader who loved being the positive, encouraging leader, and his team always felt appreciated. That's a good thing. But when performance issues arose with one team member, like he kept cheering for the small, improvements, while avoiding the necessary difficult conversation about this underperformance. And of course, his team start to notice the imbalance. Eventually, like one senior team member gave him the feedback privately. Hey, why do you keep celebrating this, mediocre work from who? Like, when you hold the rest of us, the whole team, to high standards. Yeah, so that's one pitfall. You can be cheerleading, but if you forget about addressing the hard issues, yeah, it's also not going to be effective. So the application here, like when you are building your mental fitness as a cheerleader, you can watch for patterns like hyperachiever. Oh, we cannot celebrate yet until like we get our final goal or something, or the judge, yeah, that this success isn't good enough to warrant a celebration. And also the opposite, kind of the pleasing, like I want everyone to like me, and that's why I just like cheer them on always, but avoiding the hard conversation. So what to develop as a cheerleader leader is to stay fully present, to be able to genuinely appreciate others' contribution in a fair way, yeah, and also to access your empathize power, to make that that recognition personal, that it matters to each person. Yeah, make it meaningful celebration moments, but also take care that you are also ready and prepared, to get into the difficult conversation. Yeah, it's not all rosy and sweet, but in any team there's bound to be a challenge, and as a cheerleader leader, that you need also to be ready for that. Okay, so choosing the right hat. Yeah, we have like so many different hats. These are just 3, and maybe there are more, but knowing which hat to wear when, that is really the art, and to be able to switch between them fluidly. So the simple framework here, it could be like by asking yourself, like what's the weather now, kind of like it's metaphorically, but what's happening in your team's environment right now? Is it stormy and chaotic? Then maybe it's captain's time. Or is it a steady climate where growth can happen, and then you can put on the coach hat? Or is it a bit dim and low energy, and then this the cheerleader, like bring some sunshine into the team? Also ask yourself, like who's on the journey with you, because different people need different approaches, and this is something that only after you get to know the people, because some thrive with autonomy and occasional cheerleading, but others may need more direct guidance before they even feel confident. So know your team members and recognize what's your default setting. Notice if you are reaching for your comfortable hat out of habit rather than intentionality. So I have a personal story about this. In my early leadership days, I've been told I was too nice to be effective. So I overcompensated by wearing my captain hat constantly, being directive, decisive, and honestly sometimes a bit bossy. Until during one project, I noticed my team waiting for my instruction rather than bringing in their creativity, their ideas. And a mentor observed me in action and said simply, "Oh, Irene, you're wearing winter boots in summer." So that image stuck with me, that I was choosing my leadership approach based on my insecurities, not what the team needed. So now let's try a quick exercise. Think of a current leadership challenge you're facing. Take a deep breath and do a quick PQ rep by focusing fully on the sensation of your feet, noticing the weight of your body. Maybe you're sitting on the chair or standing. And with your mind a bit quieter now, ask yourself, which leadership hat is most needed in this situation? Am I choosing intentionally? Okay. So today we've explored these 3 hats, essential hats in your leadership wardrobe: the captain hat, the coach hat, and the cheerleader hat. And each has its place and purpose. And the art of leadership lies in wearing the right hat at the right time. And remember, the great leaders aren't defined by one signature hat. They are defined by wearing the right hat at the right time. So as you reflect on your own leadership style, ask yourself, which hat do you wear most comfortably? Which hat do you tend to avoid? What would you change if you intentionally expanded your leadership range? Now, if you want to build the mental fitness foundation that enables this leadership flexibility, I invite you to take the free saboteur self-assessment to identify your personal saboteur patterns. And it's in this, let me find it. Okay. So it's in this link. You can scan the QR code, or I'll share also the link in my profile. And this week I opened my calendar for the first 5 people who book a call to receive a complimentary 45 minutes coaching session with me, focusing on expanding your leadership range. And please feel free to drop your questions in comments, or also DM me. Also, if you're watching via the replay, and join me next time for more mental fitness insights that will take your leadership to the next level. And I thank you for being here as always. And remember, by strengthening your mental fitness muscle, you're giving yourself the gift of choice, and in this case, choosing your leadership hat. Okay, see you until next time. I wish you a wonderful week.